All right, welcome back to the IIY podcast. Today, I got a new guest on today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
I'm Kelly Achampong from Undiscovered. I'm the owner. I run the account. Basically, that's it.
Okay, yeah, cool. Basically tell the people what you do, and like kind of go into detail about it.
Yeah, Undiscovered is a platform. It's like a underground clothing brand platform. Basically, what I do is just share and repost new and upcoming clothing brands around the globe. Um, I do it through Instagram, YouTube, and various series that I have on the platform.
How'd you get into it? Like, the whole thing.
Um, I originally started out with being very kind of blog based.
Yeah,
So back in college, I was thinking of starting a fashion blog, like website, something like Hypebeast. And then obviously that came with making the social media accounts. And then I got my way into Instagram. And then in November last year, I kind of refocused my focus, like my direction. And I said, okay, I'm going to focus more on Instagram because initially I wasn't really focused on Insta. I was more focused on writing articles, SEO, and all of that.
yeah,
So when I eventually got into Instagram, that really kind of worked for me, and then yeah, it kind of all started picking up steam, and then it
yeah.
started working for me.
So with the articles and stuff you did, what were they on? There was like a blog, right? You had your own website, or what was that?
Yeah, it was just kind of tips and kind of case studies for clothing brands and people interested in fashion. For
Hmm.
example, I made one article on counterfeit fashion, uh, that whole kind of industry, fake fashion, creating reps and fakes of
Yeah,
shoes, sneakers, designer stuff. And then it all went, I also did like tips and advice. So like one of my most popular videos right now on YouTube is 30 ways to promote your clothing brand.
yeah.
Those sorts of articles, that's the stuff I was doing at first. And I didn't see that many results from it until now.
With the social media, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a big change. So it's just like so like before, that was kind of the way to go with the articles and stuff, like when you were kind of coming up and stuff, or like was that kind of like the downfall of the articles, or would you still say that they're kind of still relevant? What would you say?
Um, I mean, so are you asking, am I still doing the
Yeah,
articles?
yeah. Like, does it like was like was that like a big thing, before Instagram and before Facebook, Snapchat, everything you promote on now, was like doing the articles and the website, like the thing, like the popular thing at the time.
Yeah. I I don't think it was the most popular thing, but it was definitely like a way to kind of,
Yeah,
it was kind of like a side hustle, I guess.
yeah, yeah,
At the time when I started, it was 2019, I believe. So there was, people making websites with affiliate marketing, all of that. That was like my initial thought, but right
mhm,
now it's not really a priority. It's just something that comes with the content I make. I
yeah,
prioritize like Instagram content, and then when I make my Instagram content, I think of how can I make content around that to promote that or boost that.
yeah, yeah,
So also YouTube is also a priority, but the articles is not really that much of a priority. I kind of just have it kind of as a how do I say it? Just the companies with the main content, just for promotion and traffic, really.
yeah, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah,
So I mean, like, what do you usually put out there? So obviously it's about helping, like clothing brands get established, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just exposure.
So like how what are some things that you can, kind of mention or say that people can do, to, kind of promote their stuff?
Um, well, to get promoted on my platform, the main thing I look for is some good stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling the product, if it's not looking the best it could, then I'm not really gonna post on my feed. I got other features, story posts and other stuff that I'd also do, but that's the main thing I look at. If it's really good piece that I want to share, that I need to show my audience. But other than that, I also have a video. It's actually a two-part video, 50 ways to promote your brand. There's hella pointers, tips that brands can use to kind of promote their brand and get their name heard.
Yeah, yeah. Where did you, I guess, where did you learn all this stuff? Where did you get this background knowledge about all this stuff?
Um, I had a little experience with a clothing brand myself. It
Yeah.
didn't go the best, but most of it is literally the internet.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, what I did was I collected a bunch of articles and YouTube videos, watched them all, read them all, and then got the best tips from that, and then put it all in one. So that was a very long process. I think it took me about a month or so to complete everything
Oh,
because
damn.
it was just a lot of videos and a lot of articles that I had to kind of go through. So it was a very long process. And at first, it did not, would you call it, perform how I wanted it to. It
Yeah.
only started taking off late last year. And I released that video earlier that year in about April or May. And then
Yeah.
it started picking up steam around November, December.
How come? What do you think made people start checking it out?
I think that's just the normal process of kind of YouTube,
Hmm.
especially since I'm a new, especially since I'm a new channel.
Yeah.
I have heard that a lot of times videos don't go viral straight away.
Yeah.
You can release a video 1 year ago, and it'll 1 year later it'll blow up. This happens a lot with music as well. Music
Yeah.
will get released years ago, and then later it becomes popular again.
Yeah.
So I'm really not sure. It's probably the algorithm suddenly picked that up. People started clicking it, sharing it. So I think it's just that YouTube just worked its magic, really.
Yeah, it's crazy how that stuff works because, like me and you are doing this right now, and people might not really start checking into it, like you said, in a year or so, but it's cool
Yeah,
to do it, just to take some time and do this, and people will start
exactly.
listening, eventually, that's what I like, because, we might not get a bunch of views right away, but eventually it'll come once people become more familiar with our names.
Yeah, I
And
feel
then,
like I feel like it's a bit like planting a seed and then
yeah.
watching it grow. You just plant it and then you leave it. If you kind of focus on it, you're worried about it, then it will just stress you out. So you just kind of have to plant your seeds and then let it grow, let it do its thing.
Yeah, for sure. Because as long as you stay consistent, it's gonna keep growing and growing. It's like as long as you keep
Exactly.
taking care of that thing, it's not gonna die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But if you don't,
exactly.
then yeah, it's gonna die.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but no, I checked out your Instagram and stuff. I really liked it. So what all do you say you do on there?
Um, Pretty much repost brands, but I've when I came into the kind of industry, this kind of niche,
Yeah,
this underground niche, I was looking at other pages and I was kind of thinking, okay, cool. So how can I take it to the next step?
yeah,
So me, from my knowledge, I have the widest range of, I call it features. Other people might call it promo, but I have the widest range of features that I offer. So I do story posts. I have this one thing called drops and collections where brands can write about their drop and collections in depth. And I put up on my blog, my Instagram guides. Obviously, I also do fashion drops of the week. That's the top 10 drops that I see on Instagram from underground brands. So I kind of took it to the next step and kind of diversified how I'm exposing brands rather than just posting them on my feed or on my story.
yeah, yeah. Because you even got that link, and I think it's in your bio, and it has like multiple different ones, right? Like
Yeah,
different
exactly.
platforms and stuff that it takes you. So I
Exactly.
mean, yeah, so that's what I like too, because you like you
Exactly.
said, you have all them other things on there that people can see. Do you use
Yeah.
any other platforms or anything?
Yeah, I use TikTok as well,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though I'm not the biggest TikTok user. Uh,
What do you put on
Obviously,
there?
um, just literally videos. So whatever I post, the pieces that I think will grab the most attention, I kind of make a TikTok out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not the best at it because I literally don't use TikTok. I don't really like the app. So
Yeah,
I just kind
yeah.
of do what I can and then I get off the app and then post it daily.
Yeah.
Um, I'm also on Twitter. I use Pinterest because um, just because of the visual aspect, you can probably get a lot of traction from there as well.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I like, because that's what I like, about your page. It's all about promoting, clothing brands. And that's just really what I need to figure out. That's what I need to do myself because,
Yeah,
I'm just coming up too with it. I'm
yeah,
nothing, big like that, but that's why it's just like, just sent you a message. I was like, let me try this, I do that, with everyone, and
yeah,
you responded back and I was like, cool, now I can really kind of get
yeah,
into detail with this, and talk about it and figure out what you do and like, what you do for people,
100%. Yeah, I'm really happy you reached out to me because I have been looking for an opportunity like this. So when it came, I was 100%
Yeah,
down to
because
do it.
yeah, I know, man. And I seen that you like I think like in the in the back, maybe like a few months ago, you put like too that you were gonna start one, or maybe you do something with your account. Were you still planning on doing that with like a podcast or something?
Oh yeah, we actually launched on Wednesday. We did our first episode on Wednesday.
Really? How'd that go?
Oh, it got really good reception. Really good reception. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's actually on our Instagram, on our IGTV. So I really enjoyed that. I'm really happy with how it came out, and I've been wanting to start this for a long time.
Hell yeah. What was your guys', I guess the basic topic that you guys were talking about on it?
We talked about UK streetwear versus US streetwear.
Oh, okay,
Just kind of
cool.
the differences, which is better, and our opinions on it, really.
So is your account, multiple people that run it, or
It's only one person. It's only me so
oh, okay.
far. Yeah,
So you
but
were
I do
teaming up with other
consult.
people?
Sorry.
You were teaming up with other people though, like on this podcast, right?
Yeah. I had a guest in here. One of them,
Oh,
my
okay.
guest is a friend. He's like very kind of. He's like a style account basically. He just
Yeah.
throws in fit pics on Instagram.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I linked up with him because we talked about the topic before, and I just thought, why not bring it out here on the podcast? I think it would be a good topic, and it was.
Yeah, that's what's cool about podcasts. You can just be having a conversation with, a good buddy or just anybody, and just like
Exactly.
other people
Exactly.
might find it valuable, you know what I'm saying?
You can
You
just
know?
have a conversation. It's literally what a podcast is. It's just a conversation that's
Yeah.
recorded, and then
Yeah. And that's why I like it, because me and you just talking right now.
exactly.
That's what it is, and all we're doing is just talking, having a conversation,
Yeah,
and other
yeah,
people find it interesting. Because the thing is, like, when you do it, it reaches out to like different people that might be going through the same stuff. So like people like
yeah,
they're like, okay, so this is how I can figure out this is what these people are doing. This is what they're trying to do. So let me kind of go in that way, that direction,
yeah,
or just to gain knowledge about different stuff.
yeah. 100.
How far do you kind of want to take that podcast that you're doing? Like, what is your long-term goal with it?
Ooh, I want to do big things with the podcast. I don't want it to. I don't want to prioritize it. I still want Undiscovered, the Instagram page, to be the main thing,
Yeah.
but the podcast is another side of it. But in terms of the main thing I want to do with it is I want to bring on kind of experts,
Yeah.
people who have a brand, who've experienced that, just to kind of drop game for the smaller brands.
Yeah.
I just really want to help out the smaller brands with it by bringing on experts and people who really know their stuff around it. And also like be kind of entertaining. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
want to kind of bring an entertainment side to it, to this kind of niche, because I think it's something that is a good addition to it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because if they ain't entertained, they ain't gonna want to, mess with it. So I mean, like, what kind of things are you thinking for entertainment?
Um, I'm not. It's not like I'm gonna go, straight out and start being a comedian or anything. But
Yeah, yeah,
it's just, I might bring on a guest and we just talk about something funny. We talk about a story, a past story, just good laughs and that.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that keeps them entertained. Because when you got them
exactly,
stories, and shit. Yeah. Well,
exactly. You don't want to just be, kind of talking and people are just kind of listening. You want that occasional laugh. The audience can laugh with you. Like right now I'm smiling, so
yeah,
I just want that kind of
energy in
dynamic
there.
in my podcasts. Just something that engages the audience and sticks them to watch the video.
Yeah, for sure. What? So you went to school then for all this, right? Or you said you went to college, right?
Yeah, I went to college, or here we call it sixth form. I'm in the UK, but
What,
right now I'm at uni. So yeah,
what do they call it over there? You said
sixth form.
sixth form.
There's
Okay.
college, yeah, there's college, and then there's sixth form. I went to sixth form, but the place that I went to, they just call it college in general. So sometimes I call it college, but it was a sixth form that I went to.
What is the difference between the college and the sixth form?
With the sixth form, the grades, not the grades, the certificates that you get is just a bit higher, so they're
Yeah.
worth more. We call it
Oh,
A
okay.
levels. whereas the college is just a kind of different type of certificate, which may be worth a bit lower.
Yeah. So what did you major in then over there?
Business, textiles, and media.
Yeah. So you
That's
have
what
you,
I did.
oh, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, that's basically just what I did. You pick three subjects in sixth form.
Yeah, yeah. So then
Yeah.
you that how do you, I guess, imply that into like your, the Instagram and stuff then now? Because I mean it gotta help, right?
Yeah, oh, definitely. It definitely gave me like a more understanding, especially with the, because I feel like all three of them kind of come hand in hand. They all
Yeah.
kind of link.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all kind of cohesive. So with media, it's probably the main one, like the podcast, looking at other ways I can promote brands, the website. So that's where I feel like the media aspect comes in. And with textiles, because I actually was able to make a few garments, I kind of understand what goes into it, the materials you have to use. So when I see something on Instagram from brands, it's like I can appreciate it more because I understand what goes into it, the process of it. And then that also leads to, me featuring them. And then with the business aspect, it just gives me more of a business mindset to be innovative and then just keep on, what you call it, thinking of ways to grow.
Yeah. See, it gives you kind of perspective on everything and those all three of those aspects. It really does,
Yeah,
from the business side, from the, making it and then trying to promote it,
exactly.
So that's really good. That's what, you want to learn, especially with what you're doing too, because that's what I went to school for too. I mean,
Yeah,
mine is business and then accounting too. So I have the money aspect as well,
yeah,
but it shit, all that shit helps out for sure, and you just got to kind of apply it into everything, because man, when you're doing like high school and shit, man, it's different, from when you're doing
yeah,
something that you actually like to do and you enjoy, So like
exactly. Yeah, definitely.
this, I really found this is what I like to do and this is what I enjoy. So it's like a lot easier to just learn it. It's not even like, oh man, I gotta go do this shit at school today. It's like, no man, I'm ready to go to school
Yeah,
and actually learn
exactly.
this shit, so I can.
Exactly. I'm way more happier now because I'm doing what I want to do rather than being forced to attend something that I don't really want to do.
Yeah,
It's like it's
no.
a lot of kind of wasted time if you look back on it, but it's created good memories, so I'm kind of happy with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like high school and shit, man, I probably went like not a lot. I mean, I went obviously to pass and shit, but I wasn't really into it. I didn't, a lot of
Yeah,
kids, they don't give a shit, and that's just the thing, you just do whatever you want. But then, once I really kind of figured out what I wanted to do, that's when I really locked down and engaged. And I was like, damn, I can actually get good grades if I tried. And I was
yeah,
doing something that I like, you
yeah,
know. But there was many times, like they, because at our high school they have like these electric scooters, and they got like these like floor monitors or some shit,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah,
so like you trying to leave this, the doors or some shit, they'll be like, hey, where are you going? Are you,
yeah, yeah,
like they'll
yeah,
try to stop you, but they can't really stop you if you
yeah,
wanted to do
exactly,
that. You do that shit. But there's so many times like
exactly,
that, man. I was just like,
exactly.
whatever. But
Yeah,
I mean, you learn, but you really you can tell when a person's not into what they're doing,
yeah, definitely.
when they're not engaging or they're late or they're not showing up, it's like that's when you really can figure that out, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
But yeah, I mean, how far do you want to take this, what you got now, like with your social media, that Instagram, I mean, what do you see yourself doing, 10 years from now, I guess?
Yeah, I don't really like the questions that ask me, "Oh, where do you see yourself in 10 years, 5 years on?"
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I'm a long-term planner, but I don't like to think that far ahead. I'm
yeah,
also a person who kind of takes each day, day by day,
yeah,
and
yeah,
kind of goes with the flow. So I can't tell you what I'll be doing then, but I can say that for Undiscovered, I want to take it very far, like
yeah.
very, very far. I want to diversify into way more stuff. Like I want to set up merch, start collabing with brands, set up a marketplace where brands can sell their items, start up an agency. But that's when I'm really big. So there's
Mm,
still a very long way to go. But
mm.
right
But
now,
it's
I'm just
definitely
enjoying the
possible.
ride.
Yeah, yeah. But they do.
Yeah,
It's definitely fucking possible for sure.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, with your with your, merch, what would you sell? Would you like put the name on there? Like
I just kind of because I used to design with my old brand, I kind of miss designing. So I
Yeah.
kind of want to get back into that and improve my graphic design skills. So pretty much anything, t-shirts, hoodies, all of that stuff.
Yeah, dude, because you can literally just like slap the name Undiscovered on there and then just there you go. And whatever
Exactly.
designs and shit you want to have on it, then there you go. I mean,
Exactly.
you're what you do is, to help clothing brands, but you can also have your own at the same time, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because
And
I've always wanted, I feel like everyone who's into fashion wants a clothing brand.
yeah.
I feel like everyone who likes fashion would love to have their own brand that they can show off. So I've always wanted that, but at the same time, I also want to do more in fashion, which is one of the reasons I started this.
Yeah. Exactly, and when you do that, it gives you get to figure out like what you want for the you're oh shit, my bad. You're the one that can make the details on everything. So it's what you say, and like only you have your vision of what you want, on your t-shirt or on your hoodie, or what kind of design you want, to fabric, all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when you do that, you're giving yourself that, you're giving yourself the freedom to do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not what I was going to ask you too, what motivates you to continue to do what you do? Because it's got to be kind of hard to, stay consistent, like, especially, for me too, it is because, not getting the results right away that you
Yeah.
want.
That is a very good question. With consistency, I feel like that's something I've built with me over time. And it's something that's already kind of ingrained into me. Once I start something and I'm committed to it, I'll always do it without fail, even if some days I'm not feeling like doing it. But with Undiscovered, because I have so much passion for it, it's normal to me. I don't really kind of wake up some days and feel like I don't want to do this. 99% of the days, I'm always on it. I'm always kind of working towards. So motivation is not really kind of a big thing for me. I don't really need it. I don't need to
Yeah.
rely on it. I'm more, what do you call it? I've built up that discipline to already do it. So every day I'm pretty much working on it, no fail, regardless of really how I feel that day. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I get overwhelmed, I get tired, and that's just normal, but
Yeah.
I get around to it pretty much every day.
Yeah. It's a part of you now, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It just becomes a part of you. And that's kind of what I've done with mine myself, and you just go day by day with it, and you do a little bit here and there, because I mean, you're still in school, right? So it's you
Yeah,
got that shit going on. I don't know if you work, but I have a job too and shit, so it's just, but
yeah,
it's always in the back of your mind. You're always coming up with some kind of ideas, and no matter what you're doing, that's just how I am now, because it
yeah,
became such a part of me,
yeah.
I
But I
mean,
will say also, because you said something about when you're starting out, you don't really see results straight away.
you know,
That was me. That was
yeah,
me before November last year. There was about two times I wouldn't say close to giving up, but I was kind of really considering like, what am I doing? Because I wasn't seeing anything. I wasn't seeing any progress until I kind of refocused my focus to Instagram.
yeah, yeah.
So there was times earlier on that I was just thinking about. I was kind of like thinking twice about Undiscovered.
Yeah, yeah. See, I see what you mean. That's what dude. So you said November was, that time where you kind of like when you got back engaged with it, right?
Yeah, November 2020, I believe. That was the time when I kind of redirected my focus, what I'm focusing on, like my
Yeah,
direction, and then
dude.
start. Yeah,
That the same shit happened to me. Around that time, I would say October, November. Yeah, November is when I really focused back on to what I'm doing. Because I try to drop something every month, no matter if it's just a shirt, a hoodie, just anything. A
yeah,
new design, something, but
yeah,
something every month. I didn't do it for a few months before that. And then November, I was like, man, I can't let this shit go, because I'm gonna regret it if I don't see this thing all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I was like, okay, I really need to do this because I really enjoy it. I really like it. Life happens, all this shit, but anything that happens, it's gonna happen. I can't control that, but what I can control right now is my brand and my, I didn't even have this podcast back then. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
like, I I knew that I was going to go, I want to take this brand to another level, and I know that anything else that happens outside of my life, I can't control that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
this is one thing that I can, because if I give up on this today, no one else is gonna do anything with it. I'm the only one
exactly.
that's gonna be affected by this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of what I had to tell myself as well. For me, because I have that discipline, that commitment to things I enjoy doing, it's very hard for me to stop. For example,
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. For example, gym. I go to gym and I go consistently. It's very hard for me now to stop. If I don't go on a day, I feel so bad. I feel like I've committed like a crime.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I need to go the set amount, what do you call it, of times I've set myself to go. So, and that's kind of the thing with Undiscovered. I don't really see myself just sitting down one day and saying, I quit this stuff.
Yeah,
It's kind
exactly.
of hard for me. It's kind of like I've built that connection with it. It's so strong.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it, because I
Yeah.
got okay, so like so if I'm not doing anything, I'm just sitting down, like if I watch TV, which I don't really do that. But I'm saying, like, if I'm just being lazy or just sitting around, I'm just like, fuck, what am I doing? Like, I get anxiety.
Yeah,
I'm like, why am I wasting my time? Like, right now I can be
exactly.
doing this. I can be, working on my brand. I can be,
Exactly.
reaching
I
out to
get
more
that a
people.
lot. You can if you talk to my friends, they'll tell you I'm working 24/7 on my phone because I
Yeah,
feel like whatever I'm doing that's not undiscovered, I'm wasting my time.
dude,
So
same.
I'll be everywhere on my phone clicking. I'll be at parties on my phone all the time. It's a bit it's a bit troubling, but I'm starting to find a little bit of balance.
Yeah. See, I like that you go through the same shit. You have the same feelings, because a lot of people that
Yeah,
I talk to, I know they don't really get it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
if I'm even like just chilling, with some friends, having some beers and stuff, I got my notebook with me, making new designs and shit. I was
yeah,
like, yeah, I'll talk to you, but I'm over here, right here on my notepad. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? I'm on my phone reaching out. But even then, I'll be out there doing that.
Yeah,
Because
they don't get it, and
I
I had to
know.
kind of learn that the hard way as well.
Hmm.
And it's like it's very easy for people to get mad at their friends for not getting it, but
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me, I see it as it's not a big problem because all it is they don't see the vision. They don't have your vision.
exactly.
When you have your own thing, your own type of business, whatever you want to call it, your vision of it is very big, but people only see it from the outside. They only see what you do. They don't see the background work behind it. So they'll always see it smaller than it is. And
For
I'm always
sure.
telling my friends, "Oh, this is bigger than it is. This is actually bigger than it is." Don't get me wrong; they also see the vision, but their vision is not as big as mine. So
Yeah.
whenever I do certain decisions, I think a certain way, they won't understand it because they're not in my shoes. They don't see what I see or what I'm doing.
Yeah, on the everyday day-to-day basis, because like they don't know, like, okay, like, say for you, like, okay, you got to figure out how to do this, do some research, you know what I'm saying? How you're going to post it, what other brands
Yeah,
you're going to hit up. They just, because to them it might think like, it only takes a minute to text someone or
exactly.
to do some research, you know what I'm saying? But it's
Exactly.
just like, with all the
Exactly.
other shit that's going on, it's a lot. It's not just one little
Exactly.
thing. There's multiple things going on,
Exactly. People
because
think, yeah,
I'll go
go on.
ahead. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, people think all I do is I wake up, I go on my Instagram feed, and I'm like, okay, this looks nice. Let me post it, and then that's it for the day. I go to bed.
No,
I do
no.
so much that would you call it? People my age, if they saw it, they would probably quit or not want to do it. They'll probably find it boring, whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love it, and there's a lot of work I put into this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You like, or that's what you said that they might think it's boring, but to you it is not, because that is something that you enjoy doing. So it's just like it's not hard for you to do it at all. But
Exactly.
for to them it'd be like fuck that, but for me and
Yeah.
you, like what we have our own passions. We found it, you know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
why it's not nothing. It's nothing to us.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Definitely. I get that a lot.
I know, yeah, me too. But
I just have that built-in work ethic, which was
yeah,
probably from my parents, but I just it's kind of something that has to be built within you, that work ethic.
yeah,
You can develop it, but I don't think you'll be um, as good as a person who. Well, it actually depends. Now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of depends because there's this phrase that says hard work beats talent.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously talent is inherited, it's already in you, but you can always work harder.
Yep.
But with me, in this case, it wasn't really, it was kind of built in me and then developed over time as well. So I've always been a hard worker, but I've kind of trained myself and exposed myself to stuff that makes me work even more harder. So yeah.
Yeah. You just had to tap into it before it
Exactly.
really started kicking in. You know, that's how I
Yeah.
felt too, you know. But like you did say something I like, you know, like building something, you know, like for me, like I like, you know, if I'm gonna work, I want to work for myself. I want to build my own thing. I want to build my own
Yeah.
lane. You know, like I don't want to work, you know, a 9 to 5 or like some shit like that. I want to be doing my own shit on my own time. I don't even care like what the hours are, as long as I'm doing what I love to do.
Yeah,
You know
definitely.
what I'm saying? Like this is a weekend, it's Saturday. I'm doing an interview with you. That's what I like.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. You know, I don't give a shit. I don't care if it's a weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely for me, I feel like that mentality, that kind of weekend mentality, I chill out. I don't
Yeah.
really adopt that mentality because I'll tell you something. Like one thing that this whole virus, what you call it, taught us is that there's literally no difference between the days. People
Yeah.
were saying, "Oh, every day is the same." That shows you that just because it's the weekend doesn't mean, oh, you start acting this way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every day is the same. There's literally no point of kind of naming this day or naming the weekend. Let's do this. Then do you know what I mean? It's all kind of the same. There's the whole mindset of let's chill when it's the weekend. To me, I don't really what you call it adapt to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, okay, we can kick it, but I'm gonna be working on some shit while we kicking it or something, you know. But I ain't just
Exactly.
like chilling to chill, you know, because I still want
Yeah.
to do my shit, you
Yeah. The
know.
weekends are my busiest days.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
work
Me
the I
too.
work the most on the weekends. That's when I get the least time for other stuff. But
Yeah. No,
yeah,
I feel it, man. Because once I started doing these, you know, podcasts and stuff, you know, I try to do two each Saturday, Sunday, you know, and then like today, you know, that you're my second one, and then I'm gonna go
yeah,
do like a clothing, like a photo shoot after this, you know. So I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
doing this
That's
since,
the
yeah, since I've been. So I'll be like, I woke up like at 9, and I'm probably be done like at 4. Yeah, 4 o'clock.
yeah.
Right now
That's
it's like
crazy.
noon. You know what I'm saying?
That
but
is
I,
sick.
but I don't give a shit. You know, I'm gonna,
Yeah,
I want to do it. Yeah, I like to do it. And you know what I'm gonna do tonight? I'm gonna be working. I'm hanging out. I'm gonna be working on my
yeah.
shit. You know.
Exactly. It's like the perfect weekend for me. The
hmm
perfect weekend for me is me getting a full day of work just done, task completed, back to back. That's like the
Yeah.
perfect day for me.
Yeah, me too. Because during the week I'll be working, going to school, and doing homework and everything. But you know, when the weekend comes, I'm still working. You know, I'm working on my own shit though. You know,
Yeah,
my own brand, my own podcast, all that. You know,
yeah,
this right here is just another puzzle piece. You know, to the clothing brand. You know, because like I said, you know, this podcast gives the brand a voice. You know, and so that's why, you know, I was like, yeah, let me take out, you know, a few hours of the, you know, on the weekend, you know, on a Saturday and a Sunday, just do it with people and
yeah,
fuck it, give people's perspective because it like, okay, so it's another way to promote it, you know, because like, say I do one with someone, they're gonna post it, and I
yeah,
post it, and I just keep doing them with people. People are gonna keep becoming more aware of me by doing this. It's another way to promote, you know.
yeah,
You know it you know, you just hit on certain people, you know. I guess I haven't, I mean, one big person I have done was an old school hip-hop rapper. His name was Spice One, you know, and it was a great interview, but this brand gave me that opportunity to do that with him, reach out to this
yeah.
guy that's done all these songs with all these old school people like Tupac, you know, just everybody, you know. And like,
Mm,
if I had never started this brand, I would have never talked to him for 3 hours. I did it for
exactly.
3 fucking hours too.
That is crazy.
Yeah, no. So I was just like,
Crazy.
it opens up more doors. That's what I really
Yeah,
enjoy about this shit.
definitely. And it's one thing I realized is when you go to do a certain side hustle, business, whatever you want to call it, you have one goal in mind: this opportunity. But you don't realize that it comes with many other opportunities
Yep.
that you would never, would you call it, think that would happen. For
No.
example, I never thought that brands would start sending me clothes. That was not that was not one of the intentions from first,
Yeah.
from first hand.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
brands have came to me and offered, and I get sent stuff here and there. So it just goes to show that further down the line, even big opportunities will come. So I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Because I mean, when you started it, I mean, I'm sure you didn't think people, you know, like you said, we're gonna send you clothes and shit, but
Yeah,
it opens up that opportunity. And another thing, like me and you talking right now, you know, like if I never would have
yeah,
started my
exactly.
clothing brand and or this podcast, we know we never talk. You know, you're all the way in, you said the United Kingdom, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm in the U.S., man. This is fucking six
Yeah,
hour difference, you know.
exactly.
I mean, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get to meet all kinds of new people and talk to
Yeah,
them and hear their stories. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really
yeah.
like about
I
it.
never, I never even thought I would get this opportunity to be on somebody's podcast.
Yeah.
From the start, I didn't think this would happen. So
Yeah, it's all new to me
we have to
too.
kind of think big. Even though if you think big, bigger things can still happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Well, did you, I was gonna ask, like, what are some struggles that you went through
With
that kind of
Undiscovered,
got you to, yeah, like, they got you to what you're doing now?
um, the biggest struggle at first was probably traction. I wasn't seeing any results. I wasn't really gaining an audience at first. I feel like that's because I was just focusing on the wrong things I was kind of putting my head to. So that was one
Yeah.
struggle. Another struggle was money. I never really had funds to invest into it much. In fact, the money that I used to start this whole thing, the website cost about £60. I don't know how much that is in dollars, but that
Mhm.
was from graphic design work that I used to do because I used to do freelance graphic design here and there. So that was another thing because obviously to grow something, to grow a business, you need funds to invest in it.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a big problem for me because I didn't have a job at the time. So that was also another struggle. Um, right now, I don't have that many struggles, but I just whenever there is a struggle, I'm able to kind of fix my head and get over it quite
Yeah.
quickly.
Get refocused on it and shit.
Yeah.
How do you, I guess now, you know, invest in your page and everything?
So right now, because I did recently start monetizing my features and my shout outs.
What does
So
that mean?
so I charge for posts
Oh,
now.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So right now the way I'm thinking of reinvesting that is into what do you call it, samples for clothing. I want to kind of get a taste of materials, samples, what I should be printing on, just kind of get my head around the fashion world because before I only did print on demand and I want to step away from that and kind of do fashion the way that other brands be doing it, order, sell this. And then also I'm planning on saving up to start kind of the next stage of Undiscovered, which is like a whole kind of marketplace for brands. I'm just really looking at expanding the platform.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. That's gonna really help, you know. And I know for sure that you're investing a lot of your time into it and your knowledge
yeah,
too when you do this shit
yeah,
because you got to do a lot of mind power when you're when you're trying to think and focus on different shit, you know, and it takes time.
yeah,
And you know, like I don't know about you, but like, you know, for like when I make profit off my stuff, you know, what I do is like any money I make, I just put like back into like my business account for this. And you know,
yeah,
I don't touch it, I don't spend it. All I do is just fucking throw it
yeah,
back in there,
exactly.
you know. That's just kind of always been my mindset with it, you know, because there's if I'm just already spending it now, I mean, I'm not gonna fucking go far at all with it, you know what I'm saying? So like
Exactly.
any
Exactly. Especially at the start. Especially at
yeah,
the start. At the start, that's what you kind of have to do. You kind of have to like reinvest everything back
yeah,
to
you
kind of
got it.
grow faster. And then you just wait for the your investments that you did first. You just
Yep.
wait for them to reap and sow, and then later you can really use it how you want to.
Yeah, for sure, because there's no way in hell you're gonna be able to start spending all the money now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Let's see. Let me see what else I had for you. I was gonna ask you, what was one of your favorite clothing brands you did?
Ooh. Uh, I would say my current favorite brand is Represent Clothes. They're not the smallest brand, but I do think they're not the most known brand as well, but they're kind of a brand from the UK.
Okay.
Uh, you'd
What?
think their stuff is American, like
Yeah.
American style, but it's very kind of plain, minimalist, and simple clothing, kind of oversized look.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of my favorite brand. But I also have like a few others. There's one brand out the UK called Solar Ray. I really like their stuff. Very good designs. Their stuff looks what you call it, good quality as well. And
Yeah.
obviously, America, they have the biggest. They're my biggest kind of fan base or audience. So obviously, they have a very good amount of brands from there as well.
Oh yeah, because I mean that's good with your Instagram. I mean you get to touch everybody that you from America, just every country out there. Whoever the
Yeah,
hell got to internet and Instagram, they can see your shit and like they'll follow you. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah.
are you able to tell like where a majority of your fans are from then, or like people that are your followers or whatnot?
Um, Not really, because I'm so used to dealing with American um clients. I
Yeah.
automatically suspect, oh, he's American, unless they kind of make it clear. For example, on Instagram, you can put your location on post and
Oh
then your
yeah.
bio. So unless they got that, I know they're from this place, they're from this place. But I will say a lot of the times the styles of clothing that they have, it differs and it clearly shows. For example, in the UK, they like their tracksuits, their hoodies, their kind of plain stuff. So if I see that on the Instagram page, I know that's from the UK. But mostly with the Americans, their designs, they like a kind of louder, kind of in your face and colors.
Yeah.
So that's where I know, oh, okay, so that's from the US.
So you can just tell by the kind of the looks of it then, huh?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty
because
cool. You
I've,
got an eye for
yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. I feel like I find it quite cool actually now that I'm talking about
I never really realized that shit till now, or what?
it. Yeah, yeah,
No, I mean, because I mean, you can. That's cool that you can distinguish that shit, because a lot of people can't. I mean, I couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I don't know how to do that shit. But
yeah.
you've been. How long have you been into like I guess the whole clothing and fashion stuff?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I'll say I've been into fashion since I was about 13. That was kind of the start.
Yeah.
I had a YouTube channel, and from there I was already designing merch, and I feel like that kind of how will I say it, made me really get into fashion from what do you call it, the start. It piqued my interest in fashion, and from there, um, I can't really like directly remember the whole timeline, but I just know that that was the start of when I was putting my head into fashion and looking at it seriously. But with Undiscovered, I've been doing it for a year or so. I started December 2019. So last year was my actual anniversary when I started it. So I'm
Oh
going into
shit.
my second year now.
Damn. And look how many followers you got just off of
Yeah.
2 years. I mean, shit. I mean, for me, shit, I only got fucking 200 on my fucking Instagram right now.
Yeah.
For my clothing. But you
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's gonna take a while, but like every time I do one of these, and I post it, I get a few more, but
Yeah.
just like you said, you gotta stay consistent with.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, and that's what I kind of did. Obviously, I did say I had a clothing brand as well. That was maybe 2017,
Yeah,
2018, or maybe even 2016. Between those eras, that's when I had a clothing brand, and that's when I was really into fashion. You could
yeah,
tell that I was kind of a fashion head. But yeah, with Undiscovered, there's a lot of work to kind of grow it and take it to the next level to where I am now.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
So that clothing brand that you did before really put you into what you're doing now. So
yeah,
like
it really, yeah.
did it like help you kind of, or did it make you like kind of want to help people? Because like what happened with it? You just didn't want to do it no more? Like what was the deal?
It was funds.
Oh,
With
okay.
the brand, you need funds to kind of grow it. At the time, I didn't have a job. It gets more
Yeah,
complicated than that. I couldn't really get one at the time,
yeah,
but because of funds, it wasn't really going anywhere and the results. And then also, I looked at all my struggles, what I struggled with, and then that also helped me with Undiscovered because I was like, okay, so I struggled with that, I struggled with this. With Undiscovered, let me try and cover those areas and help out other brands who are going through the same struggles. So if a
yeah,
brand comes to me with struggles and they tell me, oh, I'm struggling with this, I kind of already know what they mean. Like, because, you know, I've been in those shoes before. I've gone through that.
Yeah, because you already have that perspective of like
Yeah,
what happened, you know. So now you know what to say and what not to do. But at the same
exactly.
time, now you know what to do because you did all this research, you know. So now you
Yeah,
really have a very valuable input on shit like this
exactly.
because you've been through it and now you did all this research, you know. Because a lot of people, you know, probably haven't been through that, you know what I'm saying, and did the research, you know. So like you're a good source to, you know, talk to and really, you know, get to know and figure shit out, you know what I'm saying.
Mm, I mean, that's another thing with Undiscovered. It's also helping me learn more about fashion. So it's just kind of expanding my knowledge on the industry as well, which you know, I can use later for when I restart my brand properly with the funds. And yeah, that's one of the end goals as well. Restart a whole kind of separate brand that's not connected to Undiscovered, and just kind of do it the proper way. You know, the way you see these other big brands doing.
Yeah. So you don't want them to be connected though, right? You want to have them
Yeah,
two separate.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the way I'm looking at it is I create merch and, you know, here and there a few designs and collabs for Undiscovered, but I want a whole kind of separate brand from Undiscovered as like a separate business,
yeah,
like a clothing brand.
yeah. So then you don't have to have them connected. You just kind of want to have it built up on its own name, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, yeah, cool. That makes sense. I
Yeah.
like that. I mean, because I can really see that going somewhere. Because I mean, you were definitely a good source for all that shit, man.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't know if there's a lot of competitors or not even necessarily like competitors like of what you're doing. I mean, is there other clothing brand, you know, that help clothing brand like such as yourself that you've noticed on Instagram or anything?
Yeah. There's actually quite a lot,
For real?
but it's like we all kind of vary. I feel
Yeah.
like we vary a lot. There's other two pages which are kind of in my eyes the main ones. Well, I'll
Yeah.
say up to three pages. They're kind of the main bigger ones in the niche. So that it's kind of dominated by the big ones. So like there's a gap between the bigger pages who do it and then the smaller pages. So there's a lot of other smaller pages. They're called more archive pages. Maybe they might be hoodie archives that only post hoodies, t-shirt archives only post t-shirts. You know, that's kind of the smaller ones. And then there's obviously other bigger ones who are kind of similar to me. I will say that we all kind of vary in our own way, but there is quite a lot of pages who do what I do, but there's not a lot of pages that are kind of huge.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
only about three proper big ones. The others are kind of smaller, around my size.
Yeah. I feel it. No, that's good though. I mean, because you know you're definitely a good source, and I mean even if you like wanted to reach out to them dudes too, because I bet you can get them on your podcast, dude, and you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
talk to them and get their perspective on shit
yeah,
too. Because I mean I don't know now that you're more, I don't know if you were familiar with Zoom before, but I mean now that you know have done one with me, I mean I know you do now, but you could definitely just reach out to them and shit, do episodes with them, man, and see
yeah,
like even the
definitely.
bigger guys, they might even answer because you never
Yeah,
know who's gonna answer. All you gotta do is just send that text and see.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I've already started talking to some of them. I've actually talked to all three of them, like in DMs. But you know, two of them, I might set something up with them. One of them has already agreed, so it's just a matter of picking a date, like a day when to record it.
So yeah, there you go, man. Because that's good content right there, and that's going to be
Yeah,
knowledge for you and the people listening right there. Because you're learning
definitely,
some shit right there.
definitely.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I have for you. I mean, if you got any more things for me, you want to leave the people with anything, or
Nothing much. It's just, you know, whatever you're going through business wise, if you're trying to grow something, just keep your head at it. You know,
oh
keep
yeah,
consistent, keep doing it. You won't see the results straight away, but it will kind of compound effect, and you will see the results if you stay consistent to it. You
yeah,
just
I
got to
feel it.
kind of keep on going at it. You know, keep hitting it, keep poking it, and eventually you'll get there. Keep thinking of ways to innovate and improve. Try out new different stuff before you give up. That's
Yeah,
all I pretty much say because that's my process, my journey with Undiscovered.
yeah. I mean that makes sense, you know, because if something's not working right, try a different way or try another thing, you know, before you say, you know, fuck it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, find another avenue or another road, another street. You know what I'm saying? Before you
Yeah,
totally give up on it. I mean,
exactly.
if as long as you do that, you ain't even gonna have to give up on it. You know what I'm saying? There shouldn't be no reason to, you know, because you're finding other ways to overcome whatever it may be.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
But yeah, man. Uh, thanks again for coming on, and thanks for taking your time out of your day and coming on, and talking. I appreciate
No
it.
problem. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate that as well.
For sure, man. We can do another one in the future. You want to do it a
Oh,
year down the
definitely.
road, in the year or some shit. We can just get back together, and talk about where we're at now and how we've
Definitely.
been consistent.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely be looking forward to that. That would be very interesting to see and compare.
Yeah, I know, man, for sure. Well, thank you again for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see you, man.
See ya.